Clipped wings and a docked tail hasn't stopped a retired Air Chathams aircraft making one last epic journey across the North Island, but this time on the back of a transporter, in extraordinary scenes for motorists travelling between Auckland and Whanganui over the past couple of days. The fuselage of the Convair 580 weaved its way through Matamata, Taupo and Taihape on its way to its new home in Whanganui. Whanganui Councillor James Barron is the lucky owner. Now, if you're watching us tonight on Facebook or Freeview Channel 50, you will want to see these pictures. Late this afternoon, I asked James what he was going to do with the plane and where he was going to put it.
We've got this suburb of Whanganui called Castlecliff. Has been it had a bad reputation and stuff for a while, but it's rapidly renewing. We've been a part of that, so it's coming down to Castlecliff, and it's going to be on the bottom of our property there. It will be sitting up over a pond or a lake, if you like, and it's going to be initially, the initial build will be technically as a secondary dwelling, and then we'll do the required consents and resource changes to actually use it as an Airbnb. No pun intended.
So are you going to gut the inside?
No, we're actually going to keep as much of it as possible. I mean, it was a working airliner up until early last year, I think. They so as far as a start point for a out-of-the-box accommodation, it comes insulated, lined with, so it's actually quite a good start point. So we're not going to gut it. We want to keep as much of the flavour of it as much of the original as possible. For instance, the dining will be two aircraft seats just turned around to face each other with a table in between. But obviously there will be large-scale changes required inside to make bedrooms and living areas. But
what's the site like?
Bathroom and kitchen.
What's the site like? I mean, is it going to be easy to kind of chuck this thing down the bottom of your garden?
Not too bad. We're well down the track with BPL Engineering, which is a local Whanganui firm. The soil testing, what we need to do. So it's not, the thing about this is it's not sitting on the ground. It's actually just supported on poles, holding it above the ground. So it barely touches the ground, really.
So it's airborne still.
Yeah, which is just as well because it's going across above a pond, as I said. Yeah.
Are you a pilot? Do you have a pilot's license? Are you a plane spotter, or what's the attraction here?
No, I'm not an aviation geek at all. I may be on the way to becoming Flight 101. You don't buy an aircraft without. A few months ago, I would have talked to you about the left and the right wing. Then you move to port and starboard, and then you realise that there isn't left and right wings or port and starboard wings. There's one wing. No, I'm not I just think she's a fabulous thing with a great history, and thinking outside the box is the ability to actually, within the budget that we spend to build a new build, very boring box of a 1 or 2 bedroom house, a secondary dwelling. I think for about that money, or maybe even slightly less, I can actually create something truly spectacular and special.
So how much did you pay for her, as you put it?
Okay, she was $25,000 for the carcass of the aircraft, basically.
So had you had a few beers when you signed the cheque, James?
No, I was actually for work. I was in Australia. I was in Bathurst, actually, and I was up on the top of the mountain, which is actually an Aboriginal sacred mountain. So I think some of the old fellas helped me with the bid process, if I'm telling the truth, yeah.
Hey, so is it on site yet? Has it made it safe and sound?
I believe it has. It came down this morning. We had a John Mahi, I call John, he's the leading kamatoa in Whanganui, came out and did a waiata and blessing on her as she came in. Then we offloaded firstly the wings and the other parts which came down on another. So there were 2 loads came down through the country. The fuselage, which is what all the photos are of, and a second wide load with the wings and the tail and a few other bits. So they came down. So we had the combined convoy, although it wasn't 2 separate convoys, was 2 massively oversized trombone trailer unit, truck and trailer units, 3 pilot vehicles for each unit. We had two media cars and another car, so that's a total of 11 vehicles. Not a small operation.
No, it sounds like an epic final journey. Hey, best of luck, and
Yep.
maybe we can book in once she's done for a night.
Sounds awesome.